Sleep is an important part of anyone's daily routine. Whereas an adult would spend about 1/3 of their time doing it, for babies, their first year of life is characterized by a lot of sleep. They require at least 16 hours of sleep per day in addition to regular naps. When babies can't sleep well, it can be distressing to both the caregiver and the baby. More often than not, they struggle to sleep through the night. Mwende Kimweli, a pediatric sleep consultant from Kajiado County, says some of these babies would require to be assisted to sleep better through sleep training.
When a baby is in the stomach, they sleep when the mother sleeps, and then vice versa. But then when they come into the world, they do exactly what they used to do while they're in the womb.
Sleep training entails the practice of trying to habituate a child to regular sleep, whereas an adult would require at least 8 hours of sleep in a 24-hour period. For babies, especially infants, sleep patterns are not established until they are about 3 months. They generally tend not to sleep through the night without waking.
The problem with that is the older they grow, they actually start to mimic, quote, their own sleep patterns. When we go to bed, we have to follow what we call our biological clock, right? So it's a 12-hour clock. When babies are born, you'll find that mothers are complaining, my baby is staying awake the whole night, but during the day they're sleeping. It is very important to give that baby some sort of pattern.
Babies may not be able to create their own sleeping and waking patterns. Whereas sleep training may be recommended, Kimweli says there is no standard technique or method that will cater for all babies, as their sleep needs vary.
Remember, every baby is unique. Every baby is born, some kids are born with sickness, some kids have colic, some kids have gas, some babies are premature babies. So all those are factors that will determine how they sleep.
For instance, child health experts say newborns require at least 16 hours of sleep in a 24-hour day. 8 to 9 hours of those would cater for nighttime sleep, and the other 8 daytime. For a 1-month-old baby, they recommend at least 15 hours of cumulative sleep, with similar hours of night sleep and 7 hours of daytime sleep. Likewise, a 3-month-old baby also requires 15 hours of sleep. They need to sleep for at least 9 to 10 hours during the day and have at least 5 hours of sleep at night. 14 hours is recommended for a 6-month-old. A 1-year-old would also require a similar amount of sleep. Similarly, 13.5 hours of sleep is recommended for a 1.5-year-old. For some parents, sleep experts say severely disturbed sleep can run risks beyond mere irritability or tiredness. In order to help your baby develop proper sleeping habit, Kimweli recommends
shushing and rocking. Basically, that is the most basic for an infant or a mom who's just gotten out of hospital. Just put your baby in this position and then just sway them and rock them. They will fall asleep, but it may not work for everyone.
Various factors may also determine how sleep is executed. For instance, if a baby fails to nap, they are likely to become fussy, explains the sleep consultant.
Every single thing that happens on matters sleep has a direct effect on another. So this baby didn't nap, they're too tired at bedtime, mother is frustrated because I have not gotten this baby to sleep. So both of them are at a very, very, very bad space, right? So if they focus on getting their naps right, means you have a calmer baby, mommy is calm, bedtime is calm.
Other recommended tips for good sleep among this demographic includes the elimination of sugary foods, which tend to make the baby more hyperactive. However, ignoring the baby to cry it out is not advised in this case as a tip for good sleep.
You've given a baby sugar, they're hyperactive at bedtime, they're already overtired. It is a recipe for disaster. A well-balanced meal, fantastic.
Sleep training remains a controversial topic. Whereas it is often sold with the premise that it helps babies sleep better, other child health experts say that babies who are not sleep trained sleep more or less the same as those trained. Other others argue that it's like getting a baby to stop signaling for support when they wake. They say that parents are unlikely to know each time they wake when the baby learns not to signal. Bedtime problems and frequent night wakings are highly prevalent in young children, occurring in approximately 20 to 30% of infants, toddlers, and preschoolers. Overall, sleep deprivation is equally detrimental on children's cognitive development and health. As you seek to improve the quality of your baby's sleep, it is important to recognize that there is no correct approach to how infants should sleep, as each baby has their own special requirements that may require different approaches. Gloria Milimu, KTN.